We're recording. Okay, so I'm here with my flatmate Carl. Carl is the test subject. So we're gonna do a stir fry, Carl.
Let's do it.
And basically, a stir fry is all about building a flavor base with some umami. Mm-hmm. That's the important thing. And then today we're going a little bit Chinese. So we got leek, ginger, and some garlic in the base. And then the vegetables we're going to be using are cabbage and some carrots, but it could literally be anything. Yeah. You can also add a little bit of meat to your flavor base if you like.
Sure.
In this case, we're going to be adding oyster mushrooms.
Nice.
About those. So basically, Carl, if I can get you to just chop this leek very finely.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to chop the ginger. Because this part is going to be like, we're going to cut it here and then they're just going to see when everything's chopped. We can do like these speeded up things on the Instagram, you know, you can see the quick version and then you go to see the full version on Insta. Oh, sorry, on YouTube.
Yeah, I had to go for
sure.
I'm completely obsessed with cookery.
Yeah?
Cookery shows, yeah. Always watching them.
Great.
Nice.
Okay. I'm gonna grab that, and then whilst I'm gonna get the base going here. Mm-hmm. So I turned up the wok. If there is 3 things you want to buy in your kitchen, yeah, then it's if you only have 3 things, then it would be a wok, a chopping board, and a good knife. Yeah, and then you can pretty much cook anything. So
tell us what a wok gives us that a big saucepan doesn't, like, you know, the stuff that I've got, the scan pans. So what is
well, I mean, I think basically it's volume, you know, and it's the ability to kind of toss things around without it going everywhere. That's basically, and then, you know, if you're doing a casserole or something, you can put a lid on it, you know, so it's just an incredibly versatile instrument. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. You could, if you wanted to, you could actually, you could sear your cabbages a little bit before if you want a little bit of charred flavor. Yeah. Now we're gonna go a little bit more traditional, so we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do it the way I picked it up when I was living in China. Cool. So yeah, if you get on with the oyster mushrooms there.
So just chopping these like a
yeah, nice long slices.
Long slices.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm gonna get the cabbage here.
So you refer to the oyster mushrooms as meat?
In this case, they are actually because oyster mushrooms also, or mushrooms in general, contain glutamate as well. Right. So they are actually a fantastic substitute for meat.
I see.
And they are incredibly good for you. Mm. So again, what I learned when I was living in China is that you use meat like you use salt and pepper almost. Yeah. You know? So you're actually eating vegetables, but it tastes like meat. Nice. So we just don't have any meat, so we're using mushrooms right now. Great. But again, it's not about, you know, being up on your high horse, vegan or whatever. You know, that's completely fine if you want to be vegan. Yeah. What I want to demonstrate to people is that you can use less but better quality meat for flavor rather than being the main thing. Sure. You'll enjoy your food just as much, possibly even more. Yeah. And you're going to live longer, healthier, and happier. Yeah. And you're going to be doing the planet a big favor. Plus the animals, of course, because, you know, factory farmed animals don't have a particularly nice life. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Okay, so here I'm going to show you an easy way of chopping a carrot. You know, so you just split it down the middle. And just go through like that. Leave it on. And for stir fries, you want to be using a neutral oil. Get a good, or sunflower oil or something like that.
So what do you mean by neutral?
So olive oil has a very like sharp, peppery flavor. You know, so you want rapeseed oil tastes a bit like, you know, has a flavor. That's all right. Done there.
8 minutes.
8 minutes. There's going to be another episode on how to cook rice the easy way. Yeah. So you never ever fail. You don't need a rice cooker. Complete rubbish. You just need to use this simple method. Got the rice done. Cool.
So you keep the lid on. That's a separate conversation.
Yeah, you keep the lid on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's lots of little things you learn along the way.
Yeah.
So there we go. So we start building our flavor base now. Obviously here we could also put some chili in. If you like chili.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not sure we have any, but we got some cayenne pepper, so let's put that in there. And of course, you can also experiment with other interesting Chinese flavors like flower pepper, also known as Sichuan pepper. Gives this like really beautiful numbing feeling. It's very popular in northern China.
Yeah.
Let's put some of that in there. The whole point is that once you get the fundamental principle, you can start to just play around, you know, and have fun with it.
Fantastic.
Make cooking a fun and intuitive process.
Yeah.
You don't need recipes, you just need to understand
The principle.
the principle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember getting that quote from Ralph Lauren? Yeah. That's one hell of a quote.
It's already smelling interesting.
Beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
And then again, we're using soy sauce today. There's other sources of umami as well. I mean, in Thailand they use fish sauce, but it could also be oyster sauce is a great one. Obviously, miso paste in every shape and form is a beautiful source of umami.
Yeah.
But today we're just gonna keep it really straightforward with some oyster sauce.
So can you explain the umami? What umami is?
So basically umami is, we're going to do a separate episode where we're going to go into depth, but umami are a group of flavor molecules called glutamates. And they were discovered by a Japanese scientist whose name I forget, in the 1920s I believe. And he was basically interested in why is it that people love soy sauce so much? Why is it that they love, you know, miso and these fermented flavors?
Yeah.
And then he identified a group of flavor molecules called glutamates. And then went on to start a company which still to this day produces 80% of the world's monosodium glutamate, MSG.
Yeah.
And it's not just in Chinese restaurants they use this. In fact, most of it is used in highly processed, the Western food industry. That's where most of it is used.
Yeah.
But you don't need MSG. You just need to understand where you've got natural sources of umami coming from. A really great example is actually of this, you know, we're on it. Tomatoes. Tomatoes contain loads of glutamates and other group of flavor molecules that I forget the name of, but that is the reason why people love tomatoes and tomato sauce so much, because basically it's a glutamate bomb. Yeah. So there we go. Now we're gonna basically, once that's starting to become fragrant, we add our soy sauce. It's always good to keep a little bit of water next to it just to make sure that if it starts to...
Yes.
Good?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, all good.
Excellent. Okay. We're filming?
Yeah.
Excellent. So we're gonna add now, because this is really, like, if you want to get the authentic Chinese flavor, you gotta get this. It's a wine made from fermented glutinous rice.
Yeah.
Basically it tastes a bit like sherry. It's really great. Like, again, adding depth of flavor.
Great.
And you know, we'll go through loads of different like umami giving and other types of ingredients. There's also this mushroom ketchup here.
Yeah.
Which is replacement. Plant-based version of oyster sauce.
Wow.
We could actually put a little bit of that into there as well. Yeah?
Nice.
Just a few drops. Again, it's all about building layers of flavor. And as you can see, like, I don't really, like, I just understand that I'm building a sauce.
Yeah.
But you can do it in many different ways. It could also been miso, it could have been, you basically just start with your garlic, your meat, and your ginger. If you were in Thailand, you would start with ginger, garlic, and chili.
Yeah.
And then you just basically go from there.
Yeah.
You know?
I like the way you're keeping it going, and you're like, the more you add, the more layers there are for the flavour, and the more complex the dish.
Exactly. And now we're gonna taste it before we finish it, and then we're just gonna adjust everything.
Yeah. It's amazing how quick it is.
That's the other thing. And I promise you, man, cabbage will never taste so good.
Yeah.
No, it's a revelation.
Yeah.
It is honestly a revelation. Everybody I've ever made this dish for done cabbage like this, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But you can take any vegetable. You can take the broccoli you have in your fridge. You can take a carrot. You can take anything, and you can do this to it.
Yeah.
And because you get that umami-ness, it's just it's the savoriness. You know, it just becomes delicious. You can also use a little bit, like if you want to use some good chicken stock or something, you know, you can also put that in there.
Yeah.
Chicken stock is also umami.
Yeah. This is when you add the starch.
So we add a little bit of starch. And then we just basically cook the carrots and the cabbage and the starch until they're soft.
Yeah.
You can cook them as much as you like. You know, some people like it sort of al dente, some people like it cooked a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then we just add liquid until I have the amount of sauce that I want.
So one thing you don't do with the stir fry is cover it generally.
Well, you could, because I mean this is a little. Cabbage likes to be braised a little bit, you know. So you could cover it a little bit if you want it to be nice and soft.
Yeah.
That's really up to you, you know, depending on how crispy you want it. We're using a sweetheart cabbage here, which is obviously a very sort of, it's a light form of cabbage. If you were using white cabbage, for instance, you would want to cook it more. Some people find it hard to, their digestive system has a bit of trouble with brassicas or cabbages. So it's good to, the more you cook them, the easier they are to digest, basically. And that's why if you're using cabbages raw, you want to slice them as thinly as possible. You know, so there's more access for your digestive. You know, if you lick a piece of cabbage, it doesn't taste like anything. All the flavors in the cross section of the cells. You will always want to cut cabbage very, very finely if you're using it raw. To also, both for flavor and for digestion. So this is like deep brown goodness that we got going on. Let's just taste our sauce here and see where we're at. Don't forget to blow on it. Got the Sichuan pepper in there. I think you could use a little bit more soy.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you haven't put any salt in it.
Yeah.
So we're going to give it a little bit of soy, and then we are going to touch it with salt. Just a little bit.
So what is...
And there's also, when you salt things, generally when you season things, cover the surface. You know, give it the surface light covering, and then if you want to go more, always just cover the surface, because if you just dunk a bunch of salt in the middle, it's hard to determine. So it's a good rule of thumb, basically, just always cover the surface.
I see.
Also when you dress things, cover the surface, toss it around, do it again, you know, so then you can kind of build it up that way.
So adding the salt and the soya, what does the salt give?
I mean,
the soya doesn't.
I think salt is just it's just a bit more concentrated saltiness, you know. So you basically, to be honest with you, this is what my ayi in my auntie in China was doing. Yeah. Soy sauce, sugar, and salt.
Nice.
He didn't really use that much oyster sauce. I love oyster sauce.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
Just to.
I love the thickness from the starch.
I don't think it's bad enough. You can also feel like the flour pepper gives that like numb sensation in your mouth.
Yeah.
I think basically that's it. We're done. That's it. All of 10 minutes, 12 minutes. And then obviously what you want to do, and this is the other one we're gonna do, is like how do you, when you buy your vegetables and whatever you buy, you wash everything, you pre-prep it,
put it in a box
so that it's ready. Makes it so much easier and so much more fun. Saves loads of time.
So that's another episode.
That's another episode.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame we missed. I don't know how much of the first recording we got, but.
Cool, man. I think it's good thing that we got started now.
Yeah, right. I think that was half the bloody balance.
Exactly. Just getting started now. Yeah, it's that viscosity it's so important. You know, it's just it looks. And obviously, when you cook your rice, you know you can add some lentils in there. You know, if you don't eat meat, add lentils into your rice. The rice and beans principle completes the amino acid chain.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about that. The rice and bean.
So basically, there are 20 amino acids in total that our body uses to build itself. 9 of those the body cannot make itself.
Right.
So if you eat meat, for instance, it's got a complete chain of amino acids. If you eat rice, it's got like 5 of them. And then the beans will add the latter 4. No. So usually when you combine a grain with a pulse, you usually complete the amino acid chain. And it's like eating meat.
That's gold. That's gold right there. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
And then obviously, like you can add a little bit of some toasted sesame seeds on top here. Boom. You know, and if you have some kimchi or something, you know, that'd be great.
So you toast those yourself, or you buy them?
No, I toast them myself.
Sweet, man.
Booyaka. Should we make one of Lena as well?
I think that, I mean,
is she okay?
It might be a little bit too hot for her, to be honest, but I can give her a taste.
Yeah. And, great, man.
Yeah, that was really
awesome.
Good. Yeah, I'm really pleased.
Super, so we can be famous for this.
We should do this way more.
Yeah? Totally. Just try it. Is that the...
Oh my god. It tastes like meat, those mushrooms.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So fucking easy to do.
Let me see if I can